Hi, I'm David Harry, and in this video I'm going to be doing some preliminary microphone testing, and very specifically to try two variations of what I refer to as a nano microphone. And by that what I mean is the tiniest mic that I can build to go for my to go onto my GoPro rig. Also, this is suitable for the Osmo Pocket as well, or any other small camera system. So what it is, right now we're listening to a variation that I make which has got a plastic body on it, and so what I'm going to do is test this one with, well, as it stands right now, with nothing on it, like no filtering, and then I'm going to switch to the same microphone which has got a foam lining inside here with a dead cat on, just to see how much variation there is in tone. And then what I'm going to do is switch over to another variation of this microphone, which is a metal bodied version using the exact same capsule. Okay, so now what I'm going to do right now is go to how this microphone sounded originally when it went in. So right now what we're hearing is the exact level as it's gone in. So what happens is, when I kind of do these things, like, you know, for main output, I put limiters on, which is what you've heard on the previous variant of this just before I dropped it back to the original sound level and such. So right now I'm going to switch it back up. So right now what we're hearing is, well, I've gone back to the processed version. Okay, so that's going to give me a really good idea as to what my plastic Nano 172 sounds like with the GoPro. Now what I'm going to do is flip over with the same microphone using a foam shield and dead cat on it. So I've now switched over to the exact same microphone, the plastic bodied Nano 172, but this time it's got the foam shield and the dead cat on. Now the reason for both the foam shield and the dead cat, it's just so I can give it the utmost protection from wind when I go outdoors. There's actually another variation of these microphones that I'm building which has got a massive wind filter on, which is designed for extremely, like, very strong wind. But with these ones, these are designed for just like regular use, with like enough protection to protect the microphone capsule just from like regular breezes, so nothing too heavy, and they are tiny as well. They're really convenient to have, just plug straight into the side in one of these like Ulanzi vlogging cases with the GoPro and its microphone adapter and stuff. Okay, so what I'm going to do is switch to the original sound. So right now what we're hearing is the sound exactly as it went in. So this will give us a good gauge of, like, you know, the level of it naturally, and, like, you know, how it compared to like with the processed version. So now what I'm going to do is switch back up to the processed version. So right now I'm back on the processed version. Okay, so that's like the two tests that I need to do with the plastic variant. Now what I'm going to do is switch over to the metal variant, which, by the way, is actually smaller. The plastic one is tiny. It's so unobtrusive, it's unbelievable, and it makes the system very neat. But if you could get neater and smaller, the metal bodied one does that. And, you know, the whole point of this test is just to see if there's a difference in tonality, which kind of like helps or whatnot. Bearing in mind I've got a sibilant voice as well, so I'm trying to get it so that like the sound of it is as best as it can be, particularly for me, but I think the test will be good for other people to hear. Okay, so yeah, I think that'll do for these two now, or these two takes with the plastic one. So what I'm going to do is flip over to the metal bodied one. So this is now the 172 metal version of my kind of nano microphone. Now what's important to note here, this is a TS like plug on the end. So what that means is it only records to one side on the GoPro. So in post I have to center that and bring it up and stuff. But what this test is for anyway is really just for tone and quality and stuff, because with them being the same capsules you would think that there should be no difference, but in practice the bodies that the capsules go into do, you know, make differences. They might be very small, but they are there. And obviously, you know, the difference between using dead cats and foams and such also adds differences to these things. Anyway, I don't need to overstate this particular take, because I'll probably explain more on the next take with this particular variation. So what I'm going to do now is just drop it down to where it was originally. So right now what we're hearing is the unprocessed version. I'm going to say unprocessed. All I'm doing is limiting with these, no EQ, because I need to get a bit of a taste as to how the capture will sound with only limiting on, because limiting would be the minimum processing that I would do in order to raise the volume up to get a healthy output for YouTube and such. Okay, so right now I'm back up to the processed version. So once again, what we've been listening to here has been the metal bodied version of my little Nano 172 microphone. So what I'm going to do now, I'm just going to flip over to the same mic but with the foam and the dead cat on it. Okay, so I'm now over onto the 172 metal version, the TS one, which I've explained what that already is about and what it does. But this time what it is, I've got it with a foam shield on, just like a normal lav foam shield like I had earlier on. It's the exact same one that I did with the first version of this microphone, or the first version of my 172 Nano, and obviously with the dead cat on. Now what I'm hoping for is that there is minimal loss to tone doing this, because if that is the case, then it'll just mean being able to leave this, you know, this microphone permanently with the foam filter and the dead cat on it. And if there's too much of a drop off with it, I will do a separate test to do with just using it with just the foam filter. Because and the reason being that I'm not going to do that now is because I'm actually out doing a ton of different tests today. So I've got to keep these to a minimum, because what happens is my test videos end up becoming like really long and just like going on and stuff. So yeah, so right now this is the metal version of the 172 Nano, and it's being processed obviously right now. So what I'm going to do is right now, this is the exact sound that's gone in. Now when I say exact sound, it will be lopsided as well, because it obviously it goes in onto one channel. So yes, that's exactly how it sounds. Now flip it back over to the other channel and let's get an idea of, sorry, not flip it to the other channel, flip it back to the center and then bring it back up and do all my post-processing with it. So now this is back to where it was with the processing, centered, limited, all that kind of stuff on it. Okay, so I think that should do it for this particular test. So once again, what I'm trying to do here is work out which of these two Nano configurations with the 172 actually sounds the best. And again, I have a sibilant voice, so it's like at this, you know, at these kind of like close distances, well, arm's length distances, I can still make things go sibilant. So this test is to kind of see if I can kind of quell that without doing any EQ to it. Again, no EQ on anything here, just the limiting process and such. Okay, so yeah, as it stands, although this is a prelim test and I normally do these for my you know, for my test channel, if it's worked out to like sound any good or anything, or if the results of either microphones work really well, you know, for the GoPro, I will have put this on my main channel. And the reason for that is, although these are only prelims, it's just to give people a better idea of what goes on with these things. Because interestingly, if I title this video exactly the same on my test channel, I get like hardly any views on my test channel, which is weird. But if I do the same video with the same title on my main channel, I get more views on it. And the reason why I want to have the more views on it is because hopefully if people have got GoPros and they've come across this video, they'll have a really good idea as to like what you can do with the GoPro as far as tiny microphones are concerned for doing vlogging and such. And that being the case as well, if anybody has got a GoPro and has heard this and come across the video and such, if you've got any opinions on this particular microphone, or either of them to be honest, and in their configurations, please leave me a little you know, a little comment, you know, in the comment section, because what it is, if it works out that people have liked this, or one of the two, or even both, I will do videos on how to build them and such, and how to utilize them in post as well to get the best sound out of them. Okay, so I think I've done well enough talking right now. So yeah, I'm David Harry. Thank you very much for watching this video. Take care and goodbye now.